On behalf of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, a very warm welcome, my dear students, to this tele-lesson on the marketing environment. Today, the topics covered would be understanding marketing environments, the company's micro-environmental factors, and the company's macro-environmental factors. So, these are the three topics, my dear students, we would be covering in today's tele-lesson. Now, let us first understand what a marketing environment is, the actors and factors outside marketing that affects marketing management's ability to develop and maintain successful transaction with its target customers is what marketing environment is. Before we understand this particular concept of marketing environment, my dear students, in the earlier lessons, we have learnt what marketing mix is, the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, promotion and place. And if you remember, my dear student, these 4 P's are all controllable, which are in the hands of the marketing manager. Now, when it comes to these environmental factors, these are all the actors or factors which are uncontrollable. 4 P's are controllable, which are in the hands of the marketing manager, whereas the marketing environmental factors are all those uncontrollable factors which are not in the hands of the marketing manager, but still the marketing manager has to be ready with the changes which is happening. For example, let me tell you one example. Let us take the same Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Earlier, the classes of Ambedkar Open University before the pandemic was in the offline mode, where we had to go to the respective study centers nearby and take the classes. But now, because of the changes which has happened, because of COVID it may be, because of changes in technology it may be, the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University also offers its courses in the online mode, few in the online and few in the offline. So, my dear students, by this example, we can understand environmental factors are not in our hands. COVID was not in our hands, isn't it? Still, there was a pandemic wherein the university had to change its style of teaching from the offline mode to the online mode. So, this is what environmental factors are, which are not in our hands or which are uncontrollable, but still the marketing manager has to be ready. University cannot tell it is COVID, there will not be any classes for 2 long years. So, we have to change as per the situation, as per the environmental factors which is prevailing in the market. So, marketing managers also have to adopt to the changing technology, to the changing environmental factors and alter their products. Only then you can survive and sustain in the market. Let me take one more example, my dear students, for you to understand the importance of marketing environment. For example, let us take the example of the ambassador cars. Those were the cars used by the Prime Minister of India, the Chief Ministers of all the states, even the Vice Chancellor of probably Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University or Osmania University, all of us had ambassador cars. But this ambassador cars could not look into the changes which was happening, and the technology became outdated, wherein the Maruti Udyog Limited, the then Maruti Udyog, the now Maruti Suzuki, took over the business, and now ambassador cars are no more in the market. So, my dear students, for us to understand today, in simple terms, we as marketers have to know what are the changes which is happening in the environment, change our product as per the changes, only then you can survive and sustain in today's market. So, my dear students, to have a small recap, market environmental factors are those actors and factors outside marketing that affect marketing management's ability to develop and maintain successful transaction with its target customers. Let us also take another example. For example, if you take this Olas and Uber or the Swiggies and the Big Basket, there's so much of, for example, I want to go home after this lesson and cook my lunch or dinner or breakfast. After this class, I can order my groceries online through Big Basket it may be, or through Amazon grocery it may be, and by the time I reach home, my groceries are ready and my lunch or dinner or breakfast will be ready. So, all these examples tell us we as marketers have to change as per the changing technology, otherwise surviving in this competitive market is very difficult. Now, my dear students, let us try to understand what are the 2 components involved in the environmental factors. The environmental factors can be broadly divided into 2 components, the macro environmental factors and the micro environmental factors. Now, let us, my dear students, let us try to understand what micro environmental factors are all about. The forces close to the company that affects its ability to serve its customers, like the company, the suppliers, the marketing channel firms, the customer markets, the competitors and public. So, if you see, my dear students, all these, for example, the company may be, the suppliers may be, the marketing channel firms may be, the customers may be, the competitors or public, all these factors are close by. So, micro environmental factors are those factors which are very close by, which are surrounded by the marketing managers. But still, you as a marketing manager have to have an impact, have to have an eye on all these environmental factors. Let us discuss in detail all these micro environmental factors in the next few minutes. Before we understand what a micro environmental factor is, let us try to define what a macro environmental factor is, my dear students. Macro environmental factors are those factors which affects the larger societal forces that affect the micro environment, like the demographic, the economic, the natural, the technological, the political and cultural factors. So, if you see, my dear students, micro environmental factors are those factors which are close by, which are very near to the marketer, like the company, the different departments in the company, the suppliers who supply raw materials to the company, the marketing channels, that is the warehouses, the transportation channel members who are involved, the customers who buy the product, the competitors surrounding, the different types of public. All these, the micro environmental factors, if you see, my dear students, are all close by, nearby, with whom the marketing manager interact every day in his day-to-day life. Whereas the macro environmental factors are larger societal factors which are very far off, wherein the marketing manager may or may not interact in his day-to-day life, but still the marketing manager has to be ready and has to know all such environmental factors like the demographic, the economic, the natural, the technological, the political and cultural factors. For example, let us take the same example of the ambassador cars. If you as a marketer cannot guess that there would be a technological change, but you as a marketer, the moment there is a technological change, you have to change your product as per the latest technology, otherwise you die a natural death. So, that is what is a macro environmental factor, is very far off, but still you as a marketing manager has to have an impact. Or let us take the earlier example of the pandemic, the COVID-19. You as a marketing manager could never ever guess in your wildest ever dream that there would be a pandemic, there would be a virus called as COVID-19, which would paralyze the whole world for more than 1 year or maximum 2 years. We had an impact of this for a long period of time, isn't it? So, you as a marketing manager cannot tell, I do not know what COVID is, I do not know what all these things are, I do not want to change, I want to be the same. So, this is what is macro environment factors are, which are very uncontrollable, very far off, may happen or may not happen, may impact or may not impact our companies or products, but still you as a marketing manager should be ready for all such changes. So, my dear students, as of now we have understood what environmental factors are, and we have understood there are two main components in the environmental factor. The first one is the micro environmental factors, the second one is the macro environment factors. Micro very close by, macro far off. Now, my dear students, let us try to understand the different elements or different factors which are involved in the micro environmental factors. So, they are totally 6 important elements in the micro environmental factors. The first one is the company, the second one is the supplier, the third one is the marketing intermediaries, the fourth one is the customers, the fifth one is the competitors, and the sixth one is public. So, these are the 6 environmental factors which are involved. The micro environmental factors, if you see, my dear students, all these 6 environmental factors are close by. The company, the different departments working in the company, like the production, the marketing department, the finance department, the research and development department, all these are close by, wherein they work together to develop a particular product or to run a company. The suppliers who supply the raw material needed to manufacture your product, the intermediaries, the marketing intermediaries who help the company to distribute the product from the place of manufacture to the place of the buyer. That is, the marketing intermediaries are the link between the producer to the ultimate consumer. They see that the product reaches from the producer to the consumer, the customers who finally buy our products, the competitors surrounding us, and the public. So, my dear students, let us try to understand these 6 important micro environmental factors in detail, one after the other. The first environmental factor, the micro environmental factor, is the company, wherein the company, every company, my dear students, as you know, has a vision, has a mission, has an objective, has a goal in order to achieve. It may be long term profitability, it may be market leadership, or whatever goal or whatever vision a mission has. So, the top management will decide what your objective, what your goal is. For example, profitability or long term profitability of a particular product. So, the different departments in the company, like the finance department, the marketing department, the human resource management department, the research and development department, all these have to work together. All these have to work together so that your vision or mission or objective or goal of that particular company is achieved. All these are not independent. The different departments working in an organization are not independent, my dear students, but they are interdependent. They are interdependent to each other. That is, the top management, its vision, mission, objective and goal and strategy should match with all the departments working in the organization, like the finance department, the research and development department, the marketing department, the manufacturing department, the production department, the accounting department, or the different departments, whatever are there, they have to work collectively. So, that is the first environmental factors which you as a marketing manager have to keep in mind, that is to have a track of all the departments in your company. The second one, my dear students, in the micro environmental factors are the suppliers. Suppliers are those who supply the raw material required in order to manufacture the product, whatever you are manufacturing. For example, it is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. The university gives different types of textbooks to the different programs what it offers. So, you have to be ready, the university should be ready with the different textbooks for which some manufacturing happens, for which there is some raw material involved, isn't it? So, suppliers are those people who supply you raw material for the products what you manufacture. Let us suppose I am manufacturing a laptop. Different type of raw materials are required in order to manufacture a laptop. The suppliers who supply these raw materials are very important, and you as a marketing manager have to take care of them, because if the raw materials are not supplied of proper quality or they are not supplied on time, there will be a delay in the manufacturing where huge amount of losses the company may incur. Also, you have to see that the supplier gives you raw material in the right quantity at the right time for the right price. If any of these things goes wrong, the cost of the production will increase, wherein your cost of the ultimate product also will increase. In this situation of cutthroat competition, where there is so much of competition, where for one product there are n number of alternatives, the increase in cost will give you a huge amount of damage for your company. So, my dear students, the first one, the company, the different departments have to be kept in mind. The suppliers also have to be kept in mind. They have to be managed properly. The third element in the micro environmental factors, my dear students, are the marketing intermediaries. These intermediaries are those people who help us to connect between the producer and the seller. So, these are the firms which acts as a channel, or they are in between the producer and the consumer, or the seller and the buyer. So, firms that help the company to promote, sell and distribute its goods to the final buyers, like they include the resellers, the physical distribution firms, the market service agencies and financial intermediaries. My dear students, let us try to understand what these marketing intermediaries are one by one. Like, one, reseller. Resellers are those which help the company to find the customers and make the sale to them. For example, the wholesalers and retailers. These resellers do not manufacture any product, they just buy goods and they sell it for a profit. So, resellers are wholesalers or retailers who buy in bulk from the producer and they sell it in smaller quantities to the ultimate consumers. They do not manufacture any product, but they get the goods in bulk and sell it to the consumers for some profit. So, resellers are distribution channel firms that help the company find customers or make sales to them. For example, the wholesalers and the retailers. Second marketing intermediary, my dear students, are physical distribution firms, which helps the marketing managers to move the goods from the place of production to the place of consumption, that is from the producer to the consumer. Physical distribution firms helps the company to stock and move goods from their point of origin to their destination. Example, warehousing firms, transportation firms, or physical distribution firms. The third marketing intermediary is market service agencies. These market service agencies includes market research firms, advertising firms, media firms, and marketing consultant firms that help the company target and promote to the right market. That is, these people help. For example, they are at like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University has a logo. It also, there's a punchline or a tagline to that, education at your doorstep. So, somebody has to create it and somebody has to give all these things. They are advertisements of Ambedkar Open University, isn't it? So, all this should be created by an agency or a consultancy, like it may be a market research firm, or the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University wants to know what are the new courses which are in demand so that it starts from the next academic year. So, there should be some research which is being undertaken so that they tell them these are the new courses which customers want now or students want now, or what the advertisement has to be improved, the logo has to be redesigned, the tagline has to be created. So, all these things will be given by the market service agencies. So, first thing what we have learned, my dear students, in marketing intermediaries were resellers who just sell your product, they do not manufacture at a profit. The second one what we have learned was the physical distribution firms, which helps the product reach from the producer to the ultimate consumer. The third one what we have learned right now is the market service agencies, like the market research firms, advertising agencies, media firms, and consultants who help the marketers to reach the target customers and promote the product at the right time, at the right place, at the right product. Then comes the financial intermediaries. For any company to run, you need finance. 100% of the finance cannot be given by the company itself. So, banks, credit companies, insurance companies, and other business firms help in the financial transaction of a company. So, you should also have good relationships with all such financial intermediaries from which you borrow your money, like banks, credit companies, insurance companies, and other businesses that help finance transaction or insure you against the risk associated with the buying and selling of goods. So, my dear students, as of now we have learnt 3 micro environmental factors. The first one was the company, then we have learnt about the suppliers. Third one we have learnt is market intermediaries. Under market intermediaries, we have learnt resellers, we have learnt physical distribution firms, we have learned market service agencies, and the last one, financial intermediaries. Now, my dear students, let us go to the fourth N factor in the micro environmental factor, which is the customer. This customers can be divided into different types of customers, my dear students. The first one can be a consumer market. For example, I buy a laptop for my personal consumption in order to take my classes every day. Then it becomes a consumer market, that is individuals and household that buy goods and services for a personal consumption. So, that is what is consumer market. When I buy a good and service for my own personal consumption, I buy a laptop for my own personal consumption to take classes every day, it is called as a consumer market. If the same laptop is bought by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University for its university purpose, for its teachers, then it becomes an industrial market. So, my dear students, one is consumer market, individual and households that buy goods and services for personal consumption. Business market, which buys goods and services for further processing or for use in their production process, is what industrial market is. The third one is reseller market, that is buys goods or services to resell at a profit. Consumer market for my own personal consumption, industrial market for Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University or for any organization in which I am working, and reseller market, where I buy goods and services to resell at a profit. Third one is reseller. The fourth one is the government market. Government market is made up of government agencies that buy goods and services to produce public services or transfer the goods and services to others who need them. For example, if I buy a laptop for APSRTC or for Indian Railways, then it becomes a government market, or the public distribution system where rice and different items is given to the white ration card holders or any ration card holders. So, it is called as a government market, where the products are bought and sold by the government organizations. Then comes international markets, my dear students, where buyers are from other countries. That is, when you are selling your product across the boundaries, you cross the boundaries of the country. If it is within the boundaries, it is domestic market, my dear students. If it is outside the boundaries, it is international markets. So, these are the different types of customers, my dear students. Then comes competitors. My dear students, important thing you have to keep in mind is, along with all these micro and environmental factors, competitors also plays a very major role, because without knowing what the competition is, you cannot do your business. So, companies must provide greater customer value and satisfaction that its competitors do. Then comes different types of public, my dear students, like any group that has an actual or potential interest in or impact on an organization ability to achieve its objective. So, you have to keep in mind the different types of public, like the financial public, the banks and media, the different media public like the press, the government public, the citizen action public, the local public, the general public and the internal public, my dear students. So, these were the different micro environmental factors. Now, let us discuss the different macro environmental factors, wherein the first one is the demographic factor, the second one is economic factors, the third one is natural factors, the fourth one is technological factor, the fifth one is political factor, and the sixth one is cultural factor. The first one in macro environmental factor, my dear students, is the demographic environment. Demographic environment is nothing but the study of human population in terms of size, density, location, age, race, occupation and other statistics. In demographic environment, the important thing what we keep in mind is changing age structure of the population, changing family structure, changing or shift in the geographic shift in population, increasing literacy level and increasing diversity. The second economic environmental factors are factors that affect consumer buying power and spending pattern. My dear students, if you have observed, there is a lot of changes in income level and changes in consumer spending pattern. For example, if you see, there is a lot of demand for fast foods or instant food, where you have 2 minutes Maggi noodles, or you have there is a lot of demand for gyms also. These where all these things is because there is a lot of disposable income in the hands. The income levels have increased, disposable income in the hands of the consumers are huge. That's the reason why there's a huge rise in demand in all such products like the electronic gadgets, the TVs, the refrigerators, the mixies, the washing machines have become a part of life these days, which was not earlier. All these are because of the different environmental factors which is happening. And the third macro environmental factor, my dear students, are the natural environment, the natural resources that are needed as inputs by marketer or that are affected by marketing activities, like shortage of raw material, non-renewable resources like coal, oil, various materials, etc., or increased population. The next one is the technological environmental factors, that is forces that create new technology, creating new product and market opportunities. For example, as I have been telling you, like 20 years back when the mobiles was there, it was such a big mobile with such a big antenna. But now you see there's so much of revolution which has taken in a mobile, where anything and everything can be done in a mobile. There's so many applications, there are so many usages. Even for online classes we use a mobile, isn't it? So there's so much of changes in technology. So, you as a marketer have to change your product as per the changing technological environment. Then comes the political environment, my dear students, the laws, the government agencies that influence and limit various organizations and individuals in a given society. For example, if I want to start a new company, there are so many rules and regulations, there are so many registration, there are so many laws which I have to keep in mind and register my company and follow my production. Then finally comes, my dear students, the cultural environment, that is the institutions, other forces that affect society's basic values, perceptions, preference and behavior. For example, Hyderabad is famous for its Hyderabadi Halim, that is the cultural impact or the cultural environment of that particular state or region. Or Paper Boat has come up with this new product of Amras or Panakam or new traditional or which impacts the culture of a particular nation. The products are manufactured. Or for example, if you see, there are so many advertisements of jewelry shops or textile shops which reflects the culture of a particular nation or a state or region in which you are studying. So, my dear students, all these cultural environments, to have a small recap, the macro environmental factors are demographic, economic, natural, technological, political and cultural. So, these were the different topics covered. To conclude with, companies must constantly watch and adapt to the marketing environment in order to seek opportunities and ward off threats. The marketing environment consists of all the actors and forces influencing the company's ability to transact business effectively with its target customers. So, my dear students, we have learned as of now in today's lesson what is marketing environment. We have also studied the different factors of micro environmental factors, and also we have studied the different macro environmental factors in today's lesson. Thank you.